everyone, Unfit Chaos here, and today we're going to do another walkthrough, this time with a siege battle on Dasuo fort that I had. So right away, we're going to get into adjusting our warband. I'm taking a look at what my team is doing and also making adjustments for the map. So one of the adjustments I'm going to make is actually picking up Javelin Sergeants to harass after we've taken A, and we're over on the B side, which is a great spot to use them. And I'm also going to swap out my Stalwarts for some Imperial Pike Guards. That way I can do some advanced walkovers near B and C, as well as potentially over the final point if it gets that far. I'm also going to then have the leadership to pick up Martelatori to do the initial point in this match. So as we're kind of keeping an eye out on our team, you'll notice we have plenty of Martelatori to do all the pushing. We also have an okay amount of shield units. This was kind of a concern I had, was if we'd have pushers, but we have some gray hair out there and some stalwarts. All right, getting into the actual match. Our initial plan is going to be pushing with our Martelatori on whatever tower we can manage to get them on. We're also going to attempt to try to take out opposing artillery. So we get our Martelatori on a tower. We're going to go and try to get on a cannon. Now, I'm not the best when it comes to shooting a full cannon on this map because it is a pretty far distance. So there's a lot of misses. I'm going to just go ahead and kind of fast forward through this because it takes a couple minutes. All right, so you saw I missed quite a few shots. There are a few different ways to line up something like a cannon. You can tell that I'm using the top of the nozzle and then using the actual shape of the cannon to try to figure out where I'm going to aim and shoot and adjust. Problem is, cannons are so inaccurate compared to Golvarins that it really is just a lot of RNG, especially at this kind of distance. So I missed quite a few shots. In the end, though, we do get the cannon and our tower is on its way to land. So we haven't had too big of an issue. So from here, since I got that out, I checked, didn't see any other artillery I had to worry about. So now I'm going to move forward. I'm kind of keeping an eye on that gate to see what's going on inside the gate since it is opened up. And it seems like those guys are doing okay up there. So I'm also keeping an eye on my Martelatori so that way I can try to pull them the moment that the siege tower lands. So we have quite a force actually looking at going into that gate. But I'm going to actually divert and head up the tower once it lands to get an idea of what's happening up at A. So that guy did manage to take out my horse, which is great fun. But we're going to come up and get an idea. So we see some stalwarts. We got some Condottieri off to the left. And we've got a few heroes, warlords here. Our crew has quite the weak force of units, but we are going to push in and try to get an idea of what's going on. There's plenty of us warlords here. So I'm going to run in, smash out a combo, and try to get some damage out. Looks like we're in trouble. My Martelatori die out, and now I'm stuck. So I try to jump, get out of there. Those stalwarts are pushed in. We're not going to be able to do much about this. So I'm going to run back, try to reset. I actually remembered my horse is dead. So I do see some Iron Reapers heading that way. So it does look like we do have people starting to swap out for higher tier units. Typically on Assault, at the very beginning, you're going to have a lot of low tiers. So that initial push is going to usually die out. So I debate actually grabbing my other units, but I swap out to Palace Guards because I want to have more aggression and have more mobility at the beginning. So I'm going to heal up, check the map. I see that there is a counter push happening inside the gate and that our guys aren't doing the best on the tower right now. So I'm actually going to go try to help with that counter push on gate. Try to get those guys, since they're sticking their head out, get them chopped off and try to come in through the gate and flank onto the wall that way. So we're going to push in, try to get a good hit in, get our units caught up. Looks like our team all decided to pull together at the gate, which is great. And then what I'm actually going to do here, you'll notice, is I'm going to turn my units and their formation to try to get them into a tighter grouping, so that way they'll fit inside for the charge. We're going to charge forward, hit our two. They've pretty much gotten wiped out, so we're just going to pull our units through. And we're going to start chasing out after these warlords, try to help our allies out that ran in. Hey, look, that's a King Alpha. And he's a pike, so that's a lot of running away. Hi, King Alpha. So with that, we are going to pull around the corner here, and we're going to try to push up the stairs. We've got our team kind of pulling around as well. Opponent does have some Palace Guards. I run in, get some smacks on them. They haven't put them in guard the throne, so that means we're in pretty good shape to be able to take them out. I'm going to charge up the stairs, try to run through what units are left, and try to get up to those warlords and that artillery. So stick them down, guard the throne, throw them up there to try to take out those units. And we'll try to take out, hey, look, it's Fabel. Lots of people I know in this match. We even have Mark of Gia on my team. So we got him pushed back. We're going to go ahead and get on A because I don't see much coming from that side. We'll get the counter side. There are a few warlords with decent amount of units. So we're going to kind of hold up on point. I pull my guys to the side so that way if there's any like ranged fire coming in, they're protected. Kind of pull them back in because I'm keeping an eye out to actually charge them in. Our guys kind of have that side covered. I do see a bunch of enemies coming up on the other side though. So I am going to mark that on the map, let people know that they do want to come to the other side of A once they clear that out. So we have this poleaxe here who's being a little aggressive. So I decided to carry him away. So he got away from his units and that kind of got him in trouble. Then I'm going to throw my palace guards into those paladins, guard the throne, get him back up, and then we'll knock out those paladins. Pretty easy clear with all the units we had there. So now we're going to push over towards the supply point on B side. Now I do have the javelins to kind of harass from B side. That was one of the plans I had thought about ahead of time. So we are going to push B side so that way I can try to take advantage of that. So the opponent does have some javelins set up and we do have some martelatory over here. I kind of come back to get near my units. That way there's more targets for those javelins if they throw again. We're just going to kind of walk them in, take these guys out pretty easy. So I spy over there, see there's still some opponents over there and notice he's got some muskets set up. So I'm going to cross over, try to take out those muskets before I swap out my palace guards. So they picked that guy up, got him taken care of. Hey, look, poleaxe again. So far the muskets haven't moved. I'm assuming it's the guy that got carried away. So we're just going to charge in, clear him out. So pretty easy clear. So at this point, my palace guards are really weak, and I want to get set up to that advantage since we were up top here. So you do see someone's got the little grenade dudes, and that's really awesome. They're great on top of B here, as well as javelins. Both of them are really good for setting up and harassing people down on B. So he's going to go use his little grenade dudes. I'm going to grab my javelins. So I'm going to heal up, get them kind of up ahead of me, so that way they have a little bit of a lead when I go to run away. So we're going to pull them over and try to get set up on top of B here. So we do have plenty of units set up here, and it does look like there is some sort of musket throwing stuff up, but I'm going to get my guys on the corner, get them lined up, and throw some jabs. Sadly, not too many of them threw that time, but we're going to kind of pull back so that way if there's any counter from a musket down there or anything, my guys are safe. I do notice we got stalwarts heading down the stairs, so I'm going to actually run with them with my javelins. Try to help give some assistance to the stalwarts pushing, and hopefully they can help protect my javelin sergeants. So as we get a look down here, this field can be very treacherous. So there is not much actually from the opposing team range-wise. Looks like they've got quite a bit of infantry. I'm going to run in, try to help this guy take out that poleaxe, but he uses his Becta Corbin to escape. I see they're harassing this other poleaxe, so I'm going to pull around, and that guy runs away and escapes. So now we're going to actually focus on B. So we're going to come take a look and see how well B's defended. They have quite a setup over there. You've got 4 warlords, bunch of units with shields. So I try to get a little bit of a tick on B and then pull back. He charges. We're going to use our sergeants to get a hit on him. And then I'm going to pull them back because I don't want to keep them engaged with paladins. We see we got some stalwarts coming in. I try to throw jabs. Get a few hits, pull them back again because they're not going to do good against stalwarts. So I'm just constantly trying to get my jab throws in and get out as much as possible. So it looks like the opponent did get some ranged units set up on the supply point, which is going to be quite a harassment to deal with. So I'm going to come up and actually do a swap out. So my sergeants are pretty well hurt. I'm going to get one more throw in down on B. This time I get a pretty decent throw compared to last time. We're going to send them over to the supply point. We're actually going to go swap them out. They're really hurt. By the time I sit there and let them heal up, too much time is going to pass, and the opponent has a lot of infantry down in the field. I'm actually going to swap out and take advantage of my pikes. So with my pikes, we'll be able to try to walk over some of that infantry and help clear it out for our allies. And that also means that my sergeants will be healed up when I go to pull them out again later. So we're going to go ahead and head down with our pikes. Kind of keeping an eye. We've got some grenades, some SOFs on our allied side. We're going to kind of peer down, see what we got. There's a decent little fight happening down on the field now. So we're going to come down and try to assist them. Looks like our allies got it cleared out, though. So we're kind of just waiting for our pikes to get caught up with us. All right, getting an eye. There's some infantry heading from their supply point, and they still got units set up on the supply point. We look like we have a pretty good force set up right here down at the steps. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on these Fortebraccio, and I see some imp pikes, and I'm trying to time it. I don't want to let them get set up, but I also would like to flank in. He gets his advance off first before mine. I'm going to jump in and try to help out my units. Allies help clear it, so actually we counter it pretty heavily. So I did take some damage, but we did clear them out. Cav charged in from behind, so now I'm just going to run my pikes in and try to get some kills on him. So it looks like they are doing a pretty good amount of damage to us. I'm assuming those were probably armigers. I didn't get a look, but now I'm going to pull my units out of there because I see stalwarts start to show up. We've got some Iron Reapers that showed up. Hey, look, King Alpha again. So we're going to kind of pull back. I've only got a few pikes left, but looks like we're pretty well set up. I'm going to run in. I see these stalwarts in formation. I'm going to try to flank, but I also want to go for this Warlord. Get in, get a combo, and almost escapes, but our ally distracted him, and we managed to get the kill on him. Like, I probably should have just ran away. So our allies are on them. We're going to actually push towards B, try to get set up on B. So we're going to come up here, try to help our allies out. I pick this guy up, try to take him back to where my pikes are to see if they can help me get him killed. Ally comes in, and the guy almost gets away, but man, Silent Warrior got him. That Dual Blade is cleaning up stuff for us, which is great. B got cleared off, so we're just going to go ahead, Cat B. At this point, we're going to also head towards C to try to help get C as well to get our time up, so that way we have plenty of time on the final point. A lot of our team is going straight for the final point, which is great. We really only need a small force to probably take C. So we've got, what, 4, 5, 6 of us that are heading over towards C. That leaves about 9 that are pushing towards the final point. So it looks like they do have a few people set up over here, but at the same time, they're running away. I kind of debate trebbing those archers and them on retreat, but they move enough that I just go ahead and cancel it. There's no point in wasting it when there's going to be no one there. So we're going to go ahead, cap C. They pretty much handed it over to us, which is a pretty smart move. If you're on defense, holding C can be really rough and really can drain down your units. So it's usually a good idea just to kind of let C go once they've taken B. If you get a strong enough force on it, it is possible to hold it pretty well, but they have height advantage on the attacking side with the staircase, so it's really easy for them to bombard you. Plus, it's within Treb space. So we come around the corner, and they have a bunch of people set up. I see a bunch of muskets that are distracted. I'm going to go chew up some muskets. So I try to come in, take out these muskets real quick, then retreat out. I kind of cancel the last second because I'm in bad shape. I just go ahead, advance in my pikes that I have left. Hey, look, 2 warlords just sitting over here. Why is he not attacking? Well, I'm going to go take him out since he's not attacking. So luckily, they were kind of distracted, didn't know what they were doing, so I got 2 free kills. Works great for me. So we're going to get set up on the supply point. I only have at this point 2 pikemen left. We're hoping to clear out the little trash, and we're just going to go ahead and swap them out. 2 pikemen's not going to get much done, so we're going to go ahead and swap over. I was debating the jabs, then I decided I want to have an aggressive push with all these other infantry, so I went palace guards instead. So we're going to take what's left of our palace guards and push forward. That guy's got a really cool setup with those grenades. That's something to keep in mind in the future. All right, we're going to come around the corner and get an idea of what's going on. So, hey, look, Fable's just standing there. Let's go harass him. Sadly, he paid attention and had that pike retreat and got out. So we're going to kind of keep an eye out. We got plenty of allies trying to push from that right side, and they really only have warlords on point, so I'm going to kind of come up here. I'm sending my palace guards, in essence, into a death trap. Death trap, they've got Avis, they've got lots of ranged units that are kind of holding up. But in essence, I'm using my palace guards as a damage soak to try to get our allies to get in and group up on the point and start trying to get the final base point captured. So I kind of ended up sacking my palace guards for this cause, and in the end, it's kind of working. They're getting set up, getting going. That guy, you know, grabbed him, whatever. He's just in trouble. So that's what happens when you stick your head out. All right, so I'm going to charge in my 1 little palace guard, let him die. and we're going to try to get set up. So I'm going to dodge those charges, try to come in from the side, take out the units. I get knocked down. So we're going to kind of back out a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and just grab our javelin sergeants. So they've kind of counter pushed, got us pushed off. So we're going to go retreat, heal up, and swap out for our other unit. So we'll grab our remaining 12. We'll get healed up. And then we're going to go in and help again. So we see a lot of our teams starting to merge over to the other side. We're going to finish healing up. So this entire time I am kind of watching the minimap, getting an idea what's going on. I do see that something just died over there. So I checked the full map to see if any enemy units are kind of off to that side. And I don't really see much presence. Hey, look. Guy's teasing us. Jabs are not very good. So my jab's accuracy is just not doing very well for me today. Especially their auto-targeting. So we're going to kind of turn the corner, get an idea of what's going on. Looks like the enemy has quite a setup, but it's mainly just warlords. Not much for units. Morgan stuck his head out, so I went ahead and grabbed him. Once again, jabs didn't do a good job aiming. I figured my jabs would get him, and they did. So he got away because pike retreat is ridiculous. So we're going to kind of come in and keep harassing as much as we can. This guy decided he wanted to run away or get my jabs. I don't know which it is. So that was his death. Smack him around, and our jabs helped us take him out. Same thing, we're going to kind of keep harassing. This time I decided to actually target someone because apparently my jabs targeting is not very good right now. So we're going to come in, just try to get a few unit kills, help clear things out. Then we're going to go ahead and try to retreat out, but I got hit by something very hard. So we're going to actually go down. First death of the match. It's always sad. So we're going to keep an eye on the map this entire time. So we're trying to see where our allies are at. We have allies to the right of the base point that are kind of pushing through that side. We also have some allies that are pushing through the area that I was in. We do have a couple off to the left, and I don't quite understand what they're doing other than potentially harassing on that side. So hopefully that's all they're doing. They have quite a bit of warlord presence on the base point. And it looks like for the most part our guys are just trying to pick people off and doing an okay job. So what I decided to do is, since there's a lot of stuff happening on that side, I decided to swap out for some artillery to potentially try to help push from the right. My mouse scroll wheel doesn't work very well, and you see I had to fight to try to scroll through the menu. But we pick up war rockets, and I figure if our push doesn't go very well from the right, I can drop some war rockets and get some severe damage in on the right side. But they are actually on point as our people got respawned in units, and they're starting to tick away at it. So I decided to just run in and do it manually. So we've got quite a even spread of people to the right, or sorry, the left. So I tried to help out there. Managed to grab Fabel. Took him back to get killed by all the ally units. And then Babel is actually one of my old house members from old house I was in, so I had to remind him that I love him. All right, we're gonna go in, just help take out a couple warlords, get some damage in with our combos. We're gonna kind of beat away at all these different people and just try to clear out warlords as best as we can. We try to help out our ally over here by knocking down and messing up the enemy, and he actually did manage to escape, which is great. King Alpha's over here harassing us as a pike. You'll notice in a second the pikes, man, their avoidance is just ridiculous. In essence, these two pikes are just going to be holding down the clock for quite a while, as they could just constantly retreat in a circle around the point, and it's really difficult to kill them. So I kind of go up, miss the swing on them, but our allies keep knocking people down, and that's going to get it for us. So overall, it was a pretty good match. We ended up getting S. We ended up getting our full 1,050, 5-1, 11. I didn't get as many troop kills as I normally get at 98. I should, as a mole, usually be over 100. But it was pretty respectable. It was a lot of fun, especially a lot of fun being up against King Alpha and having Mark of Guy on my team, actually. He was 308 with 53 kills, so he did a pretty decent job too. So I hope this helped you out, and if it did, please hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, let me know, is there another map you would like me to cover, or just more matches? Let me know in the comments down below. With that, until next time, see you all on the battlefield.